So allowing yourself to drop into the body and feel the ground beneath you. Invite lengthening upwards through the spine so that you're feeling the opposing pull of gravity drawing you down, pulling the tailbone down. And then the upwards pull from the crown of the head. Notice if there's any holding in your jaw and tongue and invite it to relax and ungrip. And let your awareness rest on your breath at its natural state, noticing the rhythm, noticing its depth. And notice where in your body your breath touches. And over the next few cycles of breath, invite an expansion through the belly, ribs, and chest on the inhale, and feel the expansion moving sideways, laterally. And then as you exhale, exhale from chest, ribs, and then belly, feeling the drawing inwards of the rib cage. So inhaling into belly, ribs, and chest, feeling the lateral expansion, and exhaling to allow the drawing inwards. Letting one more cycle like that happen. And then over the next few breaths, let's invite that expansion to happen through the whole sphere of your torso. And then as you exhale, try to increase and maintain the volume that you create. So creating that opposing pressure. And then we'll move with that, the stabilizing breath. So maintaining the volume in the whole torso, imagining the whole sphere, expanding outwards on the inhale and exhale. And invite the arms to reach back, maybe inviting an inhale, feeling the chest and shoulders open. And then invite a rounding of the back, bring hands forwards, backs of the hands can come together. We'll move like that a few times, inhaling, letting the arms open and chest and shoulders. And exhale, rounding, tucking the chin. And then reach your left hand to the ground. Let your right arm circle. The elbow bends as the arm moves back. And then the back of the hands moves forwards as you move forwards with the arm. Really feel the chest and shoulder opening as the arm moves back. The back body opening as the arm moves forwards. And the next time your arm opens, bring right hand to the ground and let left arm circle. One more circle, left arm, and then open both arms back again. Opening through the chest and rounding, bring backs of the hands together. Open up again, and we'll take a twist to the left. So bringing right hand to the knee and circle through the spine. Feeling the breath in the belly, the ribs, the chest, and maintaining the volume in the torso on your exhale. And when you're ready, move to the other side slowly. Circling there. And come back to center and bring hands to the knees, tucking through the chin. And open up again through the chest, sending hands back. Bringing hands forwards, rounding through the back. Backs of the hands come together and opening up. And then let's bring hands behind and feet out in front. So bend into the elbows, pawing at the hands, feel chest and shoulders opening, and then circle with the chest. And switch directions. Notice if your fingertips want to change direction as well. And let's cross left foot, stepping right foot forwards. Grounding left hand, shift forwards inside your right heel. And then moving back and forwards there. Just exploring where the hands want to be, what wants to happen through neck and shoulders, through the head. And slowly shifting back. Let's bring hands behind and knees up, feet up. And then bring hands to frame. And then just wobble around with the legs and the arms. So you're inviting the core to activate. And then we'll cross right foot, stepping left foot forward. Ground right hand to shift forward. Exploring there. What wants to happen through your body. Feeling into the curves of the spine. Inviting fluid motion through the spine. And slowly shift back with the hips. Bring hands behind when you arrive there. Feet up. And you can keep if you want, you can keep your hands to the ground and just kind of cycle with the legs or send them away from the midline. You can also lift your arms if you want to. And let your arms also explore away from the midline. And then let's cross left foot again. This time grounding right foot, we'll kneel high. So you can use your left hand and then press into the shin, left shin and right foot to kneel up. And press down through the shin and foot. Your hand can support you to come down. And we'll go twice more. Pressing down. So if you need to readjust where your foot is, feel free. And pressing down into shin and foot. And slowly coming down. One last time. And dropping down. We'll step left hand back and press into right foot, opening up through the chest and hips, sending hips up. And just let the right arm circle around. And slowly lower hips back to the ground. Bringing hands behind, feet up in front, and cycle them. Maybe the arms come up. And we'll cross right foot, step left foot forwards, and kneel high. Take your time, right hand can support, pressing down to shift up, and pressing down to control the movement down with the hips. Using the earth, pressing down into earth to move high, and pressing down into earth to support. Feeling the volume in the torso and the belly. Moving outwards with the breath on the inhale and exhale. And slowly shifting down. And then we'll step right hand behind, shifting hips high. And circle with left arm. And lower the hips when you're ready. Step left foot close to the right shin. We'll bring hands around, shifting knees underneath. Coming to all fours. Spreading fingers wide. And let's play with the movement from initiating it from the earth, from our contact with earth. So dragging hands back on the ground, let that open through the chest, and let the sits bones open behind. And then press into the hands, rounding it. So dragging hands back to drop belly and chest, opening through the chest, and press into hands to round, letting the tail tuck. And one more time, dragging hands back to open through front body, and pressing into hands to open through back body. And then let anything happen that wants to. Feeling into the spine, letting the spine flow. Feeling the opening and closing of the sits bones as the pelvis tilts forwards and back. Let the head explore, moving shoulder to shoulder sometimes, stretching out through the neck. Maybe one elbow bends and then the other. And eventually let both forearms come to the ground and continue the exploration there. Walk forearms forward and slide the knees back, bringing belly to the ground. Shifting the hips side to side, letting everything soften down towards the ground. Dragging forearms back so shoulders integrate, lengthening through the neck, reaching through the crown of the head. And then let the shoulders shift side to side, kind of rotating them side to side. Notice where that brings sensation, lower in the body. And coming back to center, ground the right hand and thread left arm under so that right elbow lifts to thread under, coming into a twist of your choice. The knees can come up. And let's open right knee up. towards the ceiling and press the heel up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the leg, making circles through the foot. One direction, then the other. And then flex through the foot, bending at the knee, and point the toes up, lengthening. So creating a pumping motion. Feeling the movement of the ankle joint, feeling the calf contracting and lengthening. And then draw the knee back. Send the legs back down the mat, coming towards the belly onto the forearms. Feel forearms drag back. And then bend into the knees so the feet move up. The knees can be wide if you like. And shift the feet side to side. Notice your breath. Notice how as the feet move to one side, let the hips follow so that you're activating the core a little bit. And then drop the hips down as the feet move through the center. And let the hips rise up as the feet move to the other side. And then lengthen through the legs and lift left elbow to thread right arm under. Rolling into a twist. Knees can come up towards right arm. Allowing a few breaths to flow through, feeling the movement that the breath creates in the twist and through the body. And invite left knee to open. Press the heel up towards the ceiling and make circles through the foot and ankle. Going in both directions. And then create that pumping motion. So bending the knee as the foot moves, flexes, and then pointing the toes up as the leg lengthens. And drawing the knee in, send the legs back, coming to the belly. Then bring hands to frame the chest. Pressing into the hands, send hips back. Moving back towards child's pose, hips to the heels. And then with the hands grounded, walk them back so that the chest can open up. And drag the hands back so that shoulders integrate into the socket, lengthening through the back of the neck. And shift hips side to side. Let the spine follow like a snake. And then come to center and invite a cat and cow motion. So dragging the hands back, opening through the chest, and then pressing into the hands, rounding, tucking the tail under. And a few times, dragging hands back to open, pressing into the hands to round. And then invite a circling of the belly and torso. So you're moving between cat and cow, but around to the sides also. Notice how the head wants to move with it. Make sure to go in both directions. And then come to center and find neutral. So hands are dragging back, chest is opening, lengthen through the back of the neck, through the crown of the head. Nice long spine. And we'll press into the shins to rock forwards and back, controlling the movement with pressing down into the shins. So there's almost no weight in the hands. Maintaining the neutral spine the whole way. Maintaining the length in the back of the neck, reaching to the crown of the head. And just go one more time. And then pause on all fours. Feel hands dragging back so shoulders integrate, and we'll lift right knee forward. And then send leg back. Flexing through the foot, let the toes point down. And then draw knee forwards towards the elbow. And press the foot back. Going twice more. And we'll ground the knee, go to the other side. Left knee moves to left arm. And then the foot flexes as the leg lengthens back. So toes are pointing down as the foot leg lengthens back. And just letting it happen one more time. And ground the left knee. We'll lift right foot up, bending at the knee. And then cross behind left knee towards the earth and lift the foot back again. So really bending at the knee, let it move towards you. The foot moves towards you. And then bending the knee. And one last time. And let's circle that knee out to the side. 3 times. And rest your knee to the ground. We'll go to the left side. So left foot moves high, bending at the knee, behind, knees pointing down, and then crossing behind and lifting up. Crossing behind, lifting high, and going one last time. And then we'll circle out to the left 3 times. And then rest the knee to the ground, sitting back towards child's pose. Resting for a moment. Notice if the hips want to shift side to side. Observe your breath. And then walk the hands back so the chest opens. And we'll press into the shins, rocking forwards and back. Maintaining volume in the torso. And one last time. And pause on all fours. And let's step hands forwards, maintaining neutral spine. Lengthen through the crown of the head. So maybe the chin tucks a little bit. And send hips forwards in line with knees and head. Feel hands drag back so shoulders integrate, and then shift hips above the knees. So a few times we'll rock forwards in one straight line from knees to head, and then back, knees above, hips above the knees. And one last time. This time pause, hips forward, and let's lift right knee towards the elbow. And then back. And left knee towards the elbow. And then back. And let's lift right knee out to the side, resting it to the ground, bringing hips towards earth and step down onto forearms. Drag back with the forearms, integrate shoulders, and just rest for a moment, breathing, seeing if hips and belly can soften more and more towards the earth. Noticing the breath in the belly. And then if you like, bend into left knee, raising the foot, and play with where the foot wants to go, inviting movement. And you can keep it relaxed if you like. You can also invite a little bit of activation of the core by sending the hips up and back as the leg rotates in, and then dropping the hips down towards the ground as the foot rotates out, the leg rotates out. So the hips are following the foot, and that brings more integration of the abdominals, of the core. And then rest the leg long. Thread left arm under right and roll towards a twist. Maybe your left arm comes up to be a cushion so that you're kind of rolling towards the side body, and then bend into left knee. The foot moves back. You can reach back with your right hand, maybe to take a hold of it. And gently pull it towards. And you can kind of roll inwards with the leg or outwards, noticing where you want to bring the sensation. And stretch. Which tissues you want to access. You can play with it all and breathe into it. Feeling the expansion of your belly and rib cage on your inhale. Allowing them to draw inwards on your exhale. When you're ready, release the leg back. Send the right leg back also, coming to the belly. Bring hands to frame the chest, then hips back. Let's leave hips above the knees and walk hands forwards into puppy. So the forehead can come down. Play with dragging the hands back to integrate the shoulders here. And then press into the hands to round up through the back. And bring hips forwards in line with the knees and the head. Feel hands drag back so shoulders integrate, and we'll shift hips back and forward. Pause with hips forward and let's go left knee first. Sorry, left knee comes up towards left elbow and then send it back. Feel hands dragging back and bring right knee up and back. And then bringing left knee out to the side, press it down with the hips onto the forearms. Feel forearms drag back. Resting there, breath helping you to release into it. And then if you feel to playing with the foot up, rotating, you can try both with hips static, hips just relaxed and in stillness, and then also play with moving the hips to follow the foot. And then when you're ready, lengthen right leg. Red, right arm under left, rolling to your twist. Whatever twist wants to happen. After a couple of breaths, let right arm move up to be a cushion for your head. Bend into right knee, take a hold of your foot. When you're ready, release, lengthening through the legs, coming to the belly. Ground hands beside the chest and hips back. We'll rest down into puppy. This time maybe leaning towards, letting one shoulder drop down, let the back of the head rotate towards it. And then go to the other side. And come back to center, rounding up through the back. Let's bring left knee forwards into pigeon. Walk the hands back. And then make it active, so pressing into the left shin. Maybe the hands float up. And then shift the hips side to side. Hands can ground and support. Maybe twist around to look over one shoulder and then the other. And we'll bend into the back knee and slowly sit to left hip. Bring right knee to the left foot and hands to the knees. Tuck the chin, rounding through the back. And then open up through the front body and take a twist to the left. So flow through these movements a few times, rounding through the back, hands to the knees, and then taking a twist to the left with the open front body. And then coming back with both hands behind and open the feet out to each side. You can pot the hands to the chest and shoulders open. And then press into one heel and then the other, so that one hip lifts, the whole leg rotates in. And then the other, the knees are soft, so they might bend at some point. And then bend into the knees so that the toes are facing to the right, and Bring right knee towards the top of the mat and left leg back. Letting it be active for now, walking the fingertips back, pressing into the shin. Maybe the hands float off the ground. And then ground them and shift hips side to side. Look over one shoulder and then the other. And then we'll lift through the left foot, bending at the knee, and sit to the right hip. Bring left knee to right foot. Hands to the knees, rounding, tucking to the chin. And then open up through front body, twisting to the right. Waving through these shapes. Letting it be fluid, gentle. Noticing the movement of spine and pelvis. And bring hands behind. Feet come out to the sides. Clawing at the hands to open through the chest. And then ground, left hand, let right arm move forwards and over to the side, taking a little side stretch. So your left hand can be as close to the body or far away as you like. And then open through right arm and swing left arm forwards and up and around, taking a side bend. Moving within it. And then open up through left arm and bring right arm around towards left leg, taking a twist. Maybe circle through the spine here. Yeah. And slowly move to the other side. Right hand grounds behind. Circling. Feeling the breath moving through the belly. And bring hands back, bending into the elbows, lifting through the knees, and feet to the top of the mat. And bring hands to the knees, rounding through the back. Let's let feet open wide, and then we'll open through the chest, sending chest between the knees a few times, rounding and then opening, feeling into the spine, letting the head follow. Notice the movement of the pelvis here, the posterior tilt as you round back, the anterior tilt as you shift forward. And then as you round, roll towards your back. And bring your knees with you, and then reach hands to the ankles inside the knees and just rest for a moment. Or the hands can be on the shins. Maybe circle through the feet, moving through the ankles again. And then send one knee closer to the earth. Pausing there for a couple of breaths. And go to the other side when you're ready. Feel free to switch Again to the other side. And then maybe that leg rests a little bit more onto the ground. Let the other foot come down. The sole of the foot comes down with the knee still high. So you can bring your left foot towards the bottom of the mat, as if you're lying. So bringing knees back up. And then let right knee come to the ground. And let the left foot come to the ground in front of your sits bone. Yeah, so your right knee can rest wide, left arm can open. And then press into the left foot and send the hip up and down. Then let your left knee open out to left side. Let the right foot and knee come up. Let the right foot come to the ground. Lifting and lowering right hip. And then let both knees open wide with feet wide on the ground. Soles of the feet are on the ground. And then let one knee fall inwards. The other one falls outwards. So they fall to one side. Take a couple of breaths there. When you feel the impulse to move, flatten your back into the mat so the knees come up and over. And when you're ready to move out of that, just lengthen the legs and let them open wide like a starfish or star. We can open the arms also up wide and then press into one heel so that the hip moves higher, and then the other heel so that hip moves higher. Alternating sides. And as the knees point to one direction, let them both come up into a twist. Letting breath flow freely, enjoying for as long as you like before going to the other side. Rest as long as you like in your twists, and then when you come out of it, just tune into what else is needed in your body. And take a few minutes to explore. Letting anything that wants to arise to arise. Eventually allowing yourself to really rest in stillness. We're coming to the sensation of gravity pulling you downward. Inviting everything to soften towards the ground, through the jaw, through the tongue, the pelvic tissues and belly. Watch for a few cycles of breath as your breath touches into your soft tissues. Watch the expansion and then the drawing inward. And let your mind rest there until just allowing yourself to fall into deep rest. Slowly bring awareness back to breath. Observing how you feel. What sensations are there. Invite gentle, soft movement to gradually come back into the body. In your time, letting that movement grow until you find yourself in fetal position. Rest a little longer there. Really let yourself yield your weight to gravity. Give yourself permission to just be a little bit longer until the impulse comes to rise up. Take your time to settle into your seat and bring awareness to that opposing pull downwards from the tail towards the center of the earth and then upwards from the crown of the head, lifting you through the whole spine, shoulders softening around your frame, jaw also. And then watch, observing all the movement within the stillness, breath, sensations, any emotions, any thoughts. And letting awareness come to that part of you that is always still, that is holding space for movement and life to arise. And then closing your practice in your way.